So you've found your piece of land, you've checked it out in detail to be aware of any cost implications, you've established that it stacks up as a deal, you've gone to the landowner and you've agreed the price that you're prepared to pay, you've submitted planning, planning has been successful, you've then submitted building warrant or building control application, you've then moved on to start planning your build and costing your build out. The building warrant has now come through. You've then perhaps gone back to some of the trades that you are going to employ to ask them to provide you with modified quotes because of some of the implications that have come from the building warrant. But you're now finally ready to start building the house. And that starts with the foundations. Hi. My name is Jim J. Davidson and I've been involved in property since 1973 when my brother and I purchased a flat in the student area of Edinburgh. Ever since then I've been interested in property as a form of wealth creation. My current company, Fineside Developments, was established in 2003 and completed its first new build in 2006. And I hope you will join me on this journey as perhaps you start your own property journey. For context, we are in the build it phase and the foundations stage. So the foundations are of course vitally important to your house, and so what you're going to do in this stage is monitor the foundations going in, and we have got in our YouTube channel, we've got lots of videos on the foundation process, so you can watch that in much more detail. The thing that I would like to point out at this stage is what you need to be aware of is there can be further cost implications in the foundations. There could be soft pockets of land that will require more concrete to make sure that the foundations are stable. You need to be aware that there could be cost implications, that there could be actual holes in the ground that even though you maybe had site investigation reports carried out, you didn't establish, and that needs to be then filled with concrete. That can be expensive, so it's very important that you put in a contingency in your planning process to allow for any variations that there may be with the foundations. And I would suggest that you probably work to at least double the figure of the cost of the foundations to give you a lot of extra viability there to make sure that you've covered those costs. You're then going to monitor the project. You've got to make sure that the foundations are structurally sound. You're probably going to want to have an engineer come in and certify that. The building standards and buildings control people will want to come out and inspect it before you actually start moving to the next stage. So the ground needs to be excavated. That muck needs to be then disposed of somewhere. There's a cost implication on that, which you should have allowed for in your building estimates. And then, so concrete's going to go in there. You're going to build up the walls from that, and you're going to reinforce that more than likely, and you're going to build it up to the almost finished floor level, because once the rest of the structure goes in place, you're actually going to put some insulation in there and then bring it into a further concrete level. Or if you're having underfloor heating it in there, then you're going to have to lay the pipes on top of the insulation before you put in the top screed. Again, there's some videos on that in our YouTube channel, so please refer to those. Having completed the foundations, which is going to take a large chunk of money, then you're ready to start building the superstructure, which is going to be the structure that holds the rest of the house together. So you'll start to then see it rise out of the ground, and that's what we're going to cover in the next video. So it's very important that you have a contingency for the foundations and that you monitor the foundations, because get that wrong and you have a house that is not stable, and so therefore it's important to bring in people that are very qualified in doing that. And I would rather actually spend a little bit extra money on foundations and wouldn't necessarily go for the cheapest price, but I'd go for somebody who is very competent at doing that, because so much depends on it. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the superstructure, which we call frame. So in the meantime, why not sign up for our membership app, which is going to have lots of more free material and the ability in time to have a forum where you can communicate with other members. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos, then click to watch the next video. Please remember to visit our website at builditandprosper.com, Together app, or click on the button on the YouTube header if you're on desktop.